This is the time of year where people feel like, oh, I'm so stuck. I made all these plans and none of them seem like they're on track. So far this year, I've had a fabric swap that did not go nearly like I thought it would go. And I also had to completely cancel an event that I had planned an Eventbrite up for, and it feels like I'm stuck. I know I'm not alone, which is why you're here watching this video. In this video, I am going to give you tips on how to get unstuck, get yourself back in the flow, regardless of how your plan looks to be on track. Some creators that I go to love series that they have to just like get a little inspo, get a little motivation. I love them, and I think you would too. And some sewing patterns that you might love that'll get you out of yourself. As always, grab your pens, grab your pencils, your notebook, whatever, so you can take a few notes, screenshot for whatever patterns you want and whatever creators you want to look up. My first tip for helping you get your creative mojo back is to sew something you've already sewn before. It seems like easy to say or simple or like, oh, duh, I should have thought of that. But when you don't know where to start, you simply don't know where to start. So you start from a place and do something that you already know how to do. It is better to make something that you've already made because you know how it is going to turn out, and it's easier. You kind of do it a little mindlessly and you know it'll be finished. So pull some patterns of things that you already have or something that you really love and make another version of that. For me, my list, things that I go to is the Zoe Cargo by Kachi. It is such easy sew and the cargos are so customizable. I made this pair. Originally, the whole cow spots were not going to be on there. I had put a hole in it. It was not in the seam allowance and I was so mad. So I kind of mended the hole and put that around. That is one of my top 3 projects that I'm going to be doing soon. I already have the fabric. I already have the pattern printed out, obviously, and I already know how to make it. It's not new. I'm not struggling through it, and that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be struggling through it when you're kind of stuck. You kind of just want to start at a place that's not going to give you like crazy anxiety and be like, oh my gosh. Try finding a good book. So I have a few fashion books, and one of them I really like is the Fashionpedia. This is like a directory of garments. It has all kinds of silhouettes and history, anything you could basically think of. So if you don't know what to make or you're having a hard time, I pull this out. And I would say you could get this book and you can pick something from one of these silhouettes to make if you are not really inspired by your patterns that you already have, or you just don't know what to do. Literally just flip through it and say, oh, I like this. And then I go and check to see what pattern I may have that will match this close enough, because I can do a few, cutting up and hacks to get it to look more like I want it to look. Don't make it complicated. Don't make it something where you gotta go all out and get all kinds of things. Whatever you pick, you should already have the majority of materials, because when you're already feeling like you don't have any to do something, we find any excuse in the book to not do. My next tip is to set a timer. Set a timer to complete so much of your project in that time. I have a child now, so I can't just sit at my sewing machine for hours on end anymore. I thought maybe if I set a timer, I can aid him in doing something else while I got something I wanted to get done. And then I saw this creator, Brittany Jones. She actually had this series of so you don't think you have time to sew? Well, let me prove it to you. And so she sets a timer for 30. She has one of those old school, those school timers. I want one of those now. And she did 30 minutes at a time. And in those 30 minutes, she got just a chunk done. So sometimes it was cutting the fabric, sometimes it was putting the shell together or lining, or it just But it's not sitting and sewing for 5 hours at a time because that's what you think you got to do, because the internet told you that you just sit all day and sew, and it's actually very impractical. Even for someone like me, if I didn't have my son, could not sit at the sewing machine all day long. And I saw this creator on TikTok. She's a beginner sewist. She was like, I've got 5 hours to do X, Y, and Z. And she timed it out for that 5 hours. In that 5 hours, she got it done. But she could not believe that it took her 5 hours to sew a pleated wrap skirt. It does. It does. It takes a long time to sew even the simplest or most basic thing. That's realistic. That's practical. Set you some time aside. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes another time, 45 minutes another day, 30 minutes, an hour, and just focus on getting one part of your project done. You would then be surprised at how taking a little bit of time every single day or a few days a week will get you to being done with whatever it is you're making. My next tip on getting unstuck is going to be to buy something. Sounds crazy? Buy something. It works. Psychologically, dopamine goes off. You get excited because you're anticipating getting something, and it gets you going. It gets you going. Buy something. Whether it's fabric, tools, notions, something you've really been wanting, a good pair of heavy duty fabric shears. Metal, and they make that sound, they go pattern. It's going to get you going. It's going to send off, yes, oh my gosh, in your brain. It's going to make you happy. And that is how you start feeling unstuck. Shopping makes you happy, which is why we love it. But don't just buy something aimlessly. Always a catch. While you're waiting, plan your project with whatever you're buying. And you have a project or 6, you likely do, 6 of them, lined up. Decide which one of those you're going to do. That rush from buying something and then planning, going to, or at least it should, let it carry you in making whatever project it is you're making. This one I put, and I know it's going to sound a little counteractive to a few other tips, but it works. Do something hard. Make something hard. Feeling stuck can constantly come from doing things easy, something you know how to do. You're making the same things, not learning any new techniques, not learning how to handle materials differently, and you're bored. Feeling stuck directly can correlate to being bored. I would say something I've been looking at is corsets, and I've been wanting to make a corset for a while. I think they are tough. You can tell when a corset isn't fitting right. You can feel it. It's just a bit intimidating for me. The boning, getting the measurements right. If you don't have like straps and you do a strapless corset, it's like your boobs don't sit up right. It's a lot. It's a lot of math that goes into it. And I know it takes a few tries to get it right. And that process of trying to figure it out is it's hard. And I don't like messing up like that. But there's this creator, Demi, on TikTok, where she had this series of showing you how to make a corset. She is really, really good, might I add. She tailored it so well to herself. And I know that tailoring and to yourself is really, really tough because the measurements aren't always right when you measure yourself. It's best that somebody else does your tailoring or takes your measurement so that they are more accurate. But her series is really good and very, very helpful. I don't think that I am going to make a corset from scratch like her to start off, but there is this pattern maker, corset maker. Her handle is Official Handby. I don't know her name. And I saw this dragonfly corset and I said, oh, that is beautiful. She picked a really great fabric, the rhinestones. It is just so cute. And while it is not a corset from scratch, it is still a corset and still very intimidating. And that is a good place to start. Not completely from scratch, but intimidating. Tons of new skills. It's not like I'm gonna be too frustrated trying it. And that's what you want to do. You want to pick something that is really tough, like corset making. Find a way that is going to help you get to doing it. whether that's a pre-made pattern or taking a class. I am not against taking a class. I think everybody should take a class. You want to learn how to do something, take a class. The teacher will help you. Do something hard. Learn some new skills. That will help you become unbored and unstuck. And my last tip, look at something other than sewing or fashion for inspiration. I'm guessing that sewing, fashion, clothes, fabric is not your whole entire personality. You have other skills, hobbies and interests, interior design, architecture, gardening, photography, cloud watching, swimming. Maybe you just need a break from sewing for a month, and that's okay. It's not your job. It's not your life. Look at other things to give you some inspiration, or stick with those things for a little while. So feed your other hobbies. Look at other things for inspiration that can help you be unbored and help you be unstuck. Go to your favorite bookstore, get a book. Go to a new stationery store that just popped up in your city, or an old one that you haven't been to yet that everybody raves about. Go to the museum. When you are head deep in the same thing, it makes you like, what the heck am I doing? It makes you feel like that. So get out of what the heck am I doing and do something else. There are so many other ways that you can draw inspiration from, motivation from, that you already are doing that could charge your batteries. Some creators that I watch, because I love their content, I love their thoughts, I love what they put out. Some of them I just like their current series that I watch when I'm just like, I won't make nothing right now. I just kind of want to converse. Parasocial relationships are interesting. Anyway, converse with the people on the internet and see what other people are making. See how I can draw a little something from them. So one of those is NPR Tiny Desk Concert. Love a little Tiny Desk Concert. They're so fun to listen to, from your favorite artist or not even just like random people. It's like, oh, I kind of know that music. Let's see what they sing. And then you end up not knowing any song or just one at all. And then you end up actually liking it. Not even just like as background music. It's like full-on concert for me. I'm dead sitting in front of my computer or phone propped up on my tripod watching this like I'm there. A creator that I really, really like, her conversations lately have been politics and fashion. What is her name? Tashira. Love her conversations. I love her thoughts. I love that she's not like trying to hide that she has thoughts. I feel like creators pretend to be mindless, and that's lame. We all have thoughts, opinions, feelings beyond fashion. And fashion is greatly political, and I love that she talks about the nuance and intersection of fashion, politics, society, economics. It all meshes together. It's not separate. She gonna put it how she gonna put it, and if you agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't, and that's okay. And I love that about her. But going with the same theme, Tanika B. Love Tanika. She will run her mouth, and I will sit and listen to her run her mouth and comment and run our mouth together if she responds. I love Tanika. She worked in politics for the for the Obama campaign before she decided to be a creator, like full time. And she had a life. And I love when creators have a life outside of content creation. I think it makes them more interesting. Just like having more than one hobby makes you more interesting. The next creator I'm going to talk about is the craftpreneur. She sews and travels, and while she is like a sewing creator, I really think she could very much be a travel creator because she goes everywhere. As I'm filming this, her last video that I watched was her in Tokyo. She was in, and everywhere she goes to a fabric store. She's looking for fabric to make something next. I love watching her videos and seeing what other countries have. But she makes really nice things, and it's really realistic. Like her sewing, getting things done is really realistic, even though she always puts herself on the tightest timeline. The next creator I'm going to talk about is Bliss Foster. I like the insight that he has on like fashion, designers. I only recently started watching his videos, but the video that I really liked was the letter to fashion designers, and like he said some of the craziest things. Some of the things I agree with, some don't. He was like, if you're a fashion designer, you don't need to be relatable. You don't need to be realistic. You need to be eat, sleep, breathing fashion all the time. I don't care about nothing else. And I thought that was hilarious. Partially true, if that's your job. But on the other hand, we gotta be for real. Having other interests, knowing about what's going on in the world, knowing about people's current hyperfixations and foods or whatever the case may be, can and does influence fashion. But I love the conversations that he has around fashion and design and all the things. I think it gives me a little light bulb and some things to look into and think about that I would have never thought, because I'm not in that world in the way that he is. K Millions on TikTok. Her name is Kelly. I love her style. I love her style. I watch her videos just to see what she has on, quite honestly, what she may have picked up, and recently her bopping around town in Chicago videos. And I'd be like, oh, let me add that little place that you went to the city. I might want to go there. Another creator, YouTube, Instagram, she now has a Substack, Erin on Demand. I've been watching Erin for a long time. When she was living in her parents' house, when she first started, and now she has like a whole family. And I love her content. It's just so fun. Like her and her husband, they got their own business. She does content. She has a planner. I'm actually really interested to see what other stationery she may make. I love stationery so bad, so I'm interested to see if she gives us pens, colored pens, what they look like, how they, I love stationery. So her I Want to Be Wealthy series has been nice to watch, because we all want to be wealthy. We all want to have enough money to live comfortably and buy whatever I want on a random Tuesday and not have to look at our bank accounts. The next creator is Lauren. She is a style travel creator. And her series, We're Gonna Be Household Names, is for the books. It's for the books. It's similar to like Justine's camera roll, like We're Gonna Be Influencers Together series. But I love the way that Lauren records and how she tells a story and how she teaches you about the tech of recording, and not just, which I really appreciate, beginner things. I think every creator kind of gets in this let's be beginners, and she's like, I'm not a beginner. I spent a lot of money on this equipment, and this is what you're gonna have to spend if you want your videos to look like this. Yeah, you got to spend some money. And that's okay. If you're a beginner, you got to find a different creator. I love little cozy, I like to call it little cozy content. So one of the people I watch is Monica Razak, but she has like a handmade business. She makes like candles and scrunchies and all the things. And I love that she's like now she's talking about how she's trying to be more intentional. That's the kind of content I watch when it's just like, yeah, whatever, we're gonna put that on in the background. I'm gonna watch that while I'm working out so that I can just like have something going. Okay, I promised you patterns. I'm going to give you patterns, and I'm basically just going to run these off and probably not talk about a lot of them too deep. These patterns are not just like indie patterns. They are a mixture of indie patterns and your simplicity normal kind of patterns. The first pattern is going to be the Katia dress. Christina sews, I think, on Instagram. She sells patterns. I just tested this pattern and I think this pattern, it is really cute. And so I'll have like that video rolling out here soon. It would be really cute as like a top as well. Just negate the skirt, lengthen it a little bit because it's got that keyhole. And it's like keyhole tops are everywhere. And I think with a little hacking, this dress would be such a cute keyhole top. The next pattern is the sparkle top by Jessica. I've seen creators make this for a long time and it's been on my list, and I think I'll get it this time. I'm breastfeeding and I know I can make a few adjustments to pop the strap off, maybe make the strap a little bigger, pop it off so that I can feed this summer. The next bag is the crescent bag. It is such a really cute bag. This is not in English, I think it's in Spanish, so do with that information that you will, but I see her make this bag over and over and over again. I know it's got like a tie, but I think it'd be really easy to hack to change the strap just a little bit. The next pattern is the Maestro top by Issa and Stitches. I've talked about this one before in a video. this top is really cute. Any of these are the kind of patterns that you can take and hack, keep and wear over and over and over again. The next one is the Bonnie top by the Good Murph. This is the kind of top you put on when you just like want something cute, but you need a little room. Maybe you feel a little bloated, or you just don't want things on you too tight. I love the big collar. The next pattern is also by the Good Murph, is the Patty pullover. Anything that's a little quilted is like great for this spring and the fall. It's like you just don't wear it in that middle summertime. And it's like you can make it out of something that's already quilted, or you can quilt it yourself. This one is a McCall's pattern, M8658. It looks like a Vivienne Westwood inspired top. I feel like McCall Simplicity, since they've like changed over ownership, has really done a number on patterns. Like they've been like hit after hit after hit. The next pattern is V2138, is a Vogue wrap pant. They feel so professional. They feel so tailored, and like sometimes you need something that's real, you know, not just like casual elastic waist drawstring. It's like, oh, I gotta put on clothes, and that is something you make when you gotta put on clothes. Continuing the theme of putting on clothes, we have McCall's M8579. Yes, halter neck. You gotta put on clothes, and you need to wear something cute, whether it's to a wedding or you're just going out to eat. You want to look nice. Now, don't wait until the day before you're going out to eat. Just make it, have it in your closet, and it's like, oh yeah, I made this. I can't wait to put that on. You going on vacation? That's cute. Drop waist has been in, and it's going to continue this year. So I picked this one, M8576. This drop waist dress. Springtime is coming, and you need a cute sundress. So we're still putting on clothes here. Remember that for this next pattern, S3200. When I said they've been making hit after hit, I mean that. This is a hit. You could dress it up or dress it down. I love the way that the collar sits, the notched lapel, and then it just like drapes, so it kind of looks like a tie. Who came up with that? That's fashion design. I know we don't, this is a tangent. Let me go on this tangent real quick. I know we don't think about it like that, but that is fashion design. You are a fashion designer, you want a job, you can work at Simplicity. That's what they do. They design clothes, patterns, their clothes. They test it, somebody writes the instructions. That's fashion design. I could see that in the store. I could see that at Zara. I could see that, could it go to Gap? If it was in denim, I could see it at Gap. Depending on, the fabric, I could even see it at Nordstrom's. Sometimes when I'm looking for patterns, I'm looking to make sets if there are no sets. And these two patterns, I think, would make a great set. So the first one is a shirt, a button-up, S3194, S3199. And I don't think it's by mistake that they used the pinstripe in the line drawing, in the drawing and on the model, and just changed the shirt, so that you can see that it is a set. They're smart. Like I said, hit after hit. And I love that the pants also has a shorts, and the shirt also is a short sleeve. So you can do long sleeve or short sleeve. And I believe that these are so hackable. The next pattern is a bag. It is the Lucy Party bag. It is so cute. Love the drawstrings. Love the scrunched panel. It's a nice little shoulder bag. The reviews from this seller are really good. I think you can make it from all different kinds of things. It's like a bag you can take out, and also if you choose to make it like casual. I feel like you could never have enough tote bags. The drip tote bag is very whimsical, very fun. It's like you want to carry a tote bag around, but sometimes you don't want like a plain boring tote bag. This is the Billy trouser by Bella Loves Patterns. This has been on my list for a long time. I don't think I've talked about this one yet in any video or anywhere. They are really high waist. I think they probably could come down a little bit. And I think they are tall girl friendly. That is always something to note, because patterns are not always tall girl. Clothes are not tall girl friendly. This would be like, if you have to lengthen the inseam, then you would. But just looking at it on the model herself, she has it up so high. The inseam looks really long. This next pattern is by Joy Couture. It's not in English. I think it's in French. This top comes in multiple different ways to wear. I think you can change the tie closure into something else, but just like Simplicity, McCall's, Vogue, all the things, they give you how to wear it multiple times, which is like independent pattern designers aren't doing. And I'll be honest, they're charging a lot for their pattern for not as many options. And I love all the options that come from this. A nice little color block moment here, ME2150. It's rainy season, and if you don't want to make a trench, or a trench is too intimidating, I think this would be the way to go. Like I said, it's rainy season. This will be another option if you don't want to go full trench. Nice jacket with a little cape. I even think you might be able to put a hood inside the collar, but hey. S3168. What made me thought about rainy season and trench is she did make it in a trench version with the longer cape. I think it's so cute, really chic. We give macaws and simplicity a lot of like airtime, and I think some of the other ones like New Look, Berta, Butterwick are like not as talked about much, but I love those as well. So Butterwick B7016. Remember I talked about having multiple versions of the same thing? You get a pair of pants, you get a jacket, you get a skirt. You get two versions, short sleeve and long sleeve. Retro has been in, waistcoats are in, vests everywhere, and I'm so glad, and I hope we don't actually run out of them anytime soon. But B7072, it's an older pattern. You get the jacket and you get the vest. I stumbled upon this top, B7045. I don't really so many tops, and that's something I'm going to be changing. A top I could wear that wasn't just like a t-shirt and also has sleeves, because if I sew a top, I will avoid the sleeves. Sleeves intimidate me. Love the way it hangs. I love the way it stops. And the sleeves, drama. We love a little drama. The Arlette cardigan from Sister Mag. I saw this on Instagram, mid-scroll, dead stop. Said, wow, is this a sewing pattern? It was. Said, wow, that's a cardigan I can make. Serious, but cute. The next one, the Poof shorts by Sister Mag. These little bubble shorts, balloon, it says very short, balloon shaped bubble short. Cutesy, whimsical, and like they have pockets. Sometimes you get the shorts that are like this shape or this size and there are no pockets. Yes, that's all we ask for. Just give us a pocket. That is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. You find some patterns or some creators and some inspiration from this video that is going to get you on board, unstuck, get them hands moving, and we see some nice things that you make this year. Like, seriously, you ain't got all that fabric, you ain't got that machine and all that stuff for it to just be sitting there, for you to be looking at it wishing you can make something. I can't wait to see what you make. In the comments, let me know which tip or pattern or creator that you found and liked. I would love to know. I will see you. Okay, bye.